Were you a Cheech and Chong fan? Did you like those movies?
I love them. Corsican Brothers I can do without, but the other ones
That's a weird one.
It's really weird.
Because it wants to be like an action-adventure movie, but it's kind of like too sloppy to
It was
that.
like, we're going to move on from the stoner thing. It's like, maybe you shouldn't.
No, I mean, the first time I saw Up in Smoke, what was that like for you? Do you remember the first time you saw it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was a little kid. I didn't understand what was happening, but I knew it was really funny. I mean, that's some really, like, great comedy. I wonder how. I mean, I haven't seen that in years. I wonder how it holds up.
I wonder too, because I think it's the first thing Paul Rubens did. I think he's going to smoke.
Oh yeah, you're right. Paul Rubens is in that. That's kind of where he got his start, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like,
interesting.
Because I think there are a lot of groundlings, and so it's these guys being smart. Wait a second, we're going to make a movie. We're going to surround ourselves with people who think in comedy terms like we do.
Yeah, and that was a real independent movie too. I mean, those guys made that movie themselves, didn't they? Up in Smoke.
Yeah, they financed themselves because they were such a big act, and it was kind of that next thing for them to do is to make a movie.
Sure.
And for a while you thought they were going to be like the Hope and Crosby of Stoner.
Right. And then it was like personal conflict that ended up driving them apart, wasn't it?
I guess it was. Yeah. That and the fact that they made the Corsican Brothers, which would drive anybody apart.
Oh man, who directed the Corsican Brothers? Did they get like a kind of major director?
I wonder if it's one of them, because you know that Cheech directed a movie.
He did.
Born in East L.A., which is
bad. Of course, yeah, he directed that.
Yeah.
But Tommy Chong maybe directed...
I thought he directed Corsican Brothers.
Yeah, maybe he did. Because Cheech and Chong's next movie, and then Still Smokin'.
And Nice Dreams.
And Nice Dreams. Wow, they made 4 movies. 5 movies, but 4 Cheech and Chong
4
movies.
stoner movies.
It's a lot of movies.
Well, it's the one movie too many times. By the time Nice Dreams, you're kind of like, wow, this is kind of weird.
I remember being like 9 years old and being like, yeah, maybe they should give it a rest. Like being discerning enough to know like that the sequel had taken it a little far.
Well, still having your wits about you.
Sure.
Because you weren't like going to Pizza of My Heart.
No, I wasn't partaking yet at 9 years old, thank God.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that Santa Cruz had some guidelines, some standards.
Exactly.
What was the first movie you saw in the theater? Do you remember?
I think it was Snow White or Cinderella, one of those. And I remember it vividly, not vividly enough to know which movie it was, but I remember the experience being pretty profound and talking about it. I mean, I have a 3-year-old boy, and his first movie was Ponyo.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, which was terrific.
It was last year, obviously. Right?
Yeah, and he wasn't even 3 yet. It may have been inappropriate to bring him to a movie theater, but he really enjoyed it, and he likes to go back to it. Because after Spirited Away, I always thought those are great movies for kids because they're so odd.
And they're constantly sort of changing, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're almost like made for a kid's attention span.
Yeah, and made from a kid's point of view more than even the best of the kind of Pixar. Maybe Toy Story is because he enjoys that as well because it's really from a kid's point of view. But Ponyo and Spirited Away are really kind of just imagination sort of unleashed. I think they're really great for kids. Maybe a little scary at times. We skip around with the Ponyo DVD because there's some kind of frightening moments, but I think those are really, really cool movies.